ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Brought to you by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Local then, local now. Member FDIC.
It is Monday, January 6th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Dave Walsh with us here today as well. We're coming to you live from the Union Pub and Grill. We haven't done this in a while, so let me remind you where we're at. We are at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. Union Pub and Grill, home of, well, the Southern Belle. And
right.
Mondays, we got a great reason for you to be down here on Mondays. $1.50 bottles, $2 call shots every Monday here at the Union Pub and Grill. So,
Yes.
Dave.
A new decade.
We're here. New decade.
Yeah.
New year.
Yeah.
We haven't been here in a while because, well,
That's kind of like, what does this look like?
we were the recipients of weeks upon weeks of college football games.
Yes.
I'm sitting back. I'm watching. What am I doing on a Monday? I'm watching college football,
Well, there's
Dave.
39 of them. We might as well watch them.
That's what I did.
And you had them. Your networks had them. So
I was watching football.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're back. By the way, we're back. We're going to do this all year long here at the Union Pub and Grill every Monday. And, of course, to get you back into the swing of things, yeah, you can join us anytime by calling 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Our phone line's brought to you by Miller Lite. Hold true, great taste, only 96 calories. It is the original light beer. So, Dave, we're knocking off the ring rust. We haven't done this since last year. You use all those cliches.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time we actually did a show together? You and me, it's
been a while.
It's been a bit.
A lot of things have happened.
I think the last time you and I did a show was on Monday, December 16th.
Yes.
Monday, December 16th. The last time we had an actual show was on December 18th.
Yes.
Now, we had, of course, Marshall basketball, Marshall football in between. The last time we actually had a show, we also had that holiday called Christmas.
Right.
We had that. We had New Year's Eve. We had
New Year's
bowl
Day.
games. We had Christmas Day. Everything. So we're like starting over again. It's like we haven't done this in a while. So Here we are. We've seen a lot of Marshall basketball over the last few weeks. Marshall looking bad, then looking great, then looking bad again. Fought hard in the last one. They're playing defense. Offense, I thought, was getting better. I don't know what to tell you about this team right now, Dave. It's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Exactly, because you think, 48-hour span, less than 2 days? Poor Rice didn't know what hit him. And then when they played North Texas, remember, Marshall got like a 10-2 lead, so really they only scored 54 points the rest of the way. And you're going like, everybody's asked the coach after the game. I said, Coach, you gave up 61 and a half, 64 in a game. And he says, well, first and foremost, one of the rules is play defense, try to make them play 94 feet. They're very fast. If you let them get out, you're not going to catch them. They made them play, and then they made things tough for Iran Bennett underneath. They made Jared have a tough day, and they found a way to get out. He said it wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but on the road you still won and go home.
To make you feel a little bit better about yourself, a little bit better, Western Kentucky beat Rice 68-61 on Saturday.
Right. So that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad. And, of course, North Texas beats Marshall by 3, 67-64. And so Western Kentucky, they rally back and they beat North Texas and score 60-plus on them in the second half. And Marshall can't seem to get it going after running out to an early lead. And I know youth is the story I'm hearing. This team is young.
Yes. But even after the game, they kept going, that doesn't fly anymore. That's like freshmen and sophomores or whatever, juniors. We've played enough to get past that hurdle. I said the biggest thing, as you've mentioned earlier, let's eliminate the turnovers from 17 down to 10. As Danny would say, let's reverse it.
I don't think
17 turnovers, 10 assists. Let's make it 17 assists, 10 turnovers. Different outcome.
I don't think youth is necessarily the factor here.
No, because there's a lot of passes. I mean,
a bad pass is a bad pass. Period.
A lot of that stuff that was turned over before they even got to half court. They'd already thrown the ball away, and I was going, that's not good. That's not good. You don't want to call it an unforced error, but it was.
Just bad execution. Yeah. And Marshall still almost won this game.
Yeah.
They had some chances down the end.
The last man with the ball was them, and Danny after the game said, that's the first time we've been in that situation. They had a decent play drawn up, I believe, but it didn't quite go off as planned, and North Texas escaped.
If Marshall wins this game, you know what we're talking about today? The Herd's resilience.
Exactly.
Instead, we're talking about the Herd's youth instead of their resilience in this game.
Like you just called it Jekyll Hyde. You Thursday night, you're $1 million, and then 2 days later, it's like, what happened? It's not the same team.
No, not the same team. Now, North Texas is a step up from Rice. Let's be honest here. North Texas probably shouldn't have lost to Western Kentucky.
No.
And they did. And they had something to prove. They're on the road, and they've got something to prove, and they want to not go back home 0-2.
Whatever their coach preached before the game worked, because 61 points in a half, and you hold a team really to 54 for a half for a game, whatever you drew up on the defensive boards worked. And the coach said that we made them play 94 feet. And they made life tough for Iran Bennett. They made tough for Mr. Jared West at times, and Tavion did his thing, but he needs some help. That distribution that was there Thursday wasn't there on Saturday.
They were 6 of 20 from the three-point line.
Yes.
You're not going to get it done. 6 of 20 from the three-point line. You're going to chuck up 20 three-pointers. You need to make more than 6.
You got to make more than 6.
Because they were 21 of 53 for the contest.
It seems like wherever they chucked them up, it didn't go down.
So 33 shots were not from 3.
No.
And in the paint, they were okay. They got 28 points in the paint. UNT got 30, North Texas.
Because that's one category I always go crazy on PIP, but they played them neutral.
But Marshall capitalized and got 22 points off turnovers, and guess what? North Texas got 20 points off turnovers.
So they were happy with that.
Pretty much evened it up.
Yeah. Because I'm sure when they gave up 61.5, they saw a lot of things go the wrong way. Western Kentucky did something to get the ball the other way and going, no, wait a minute, 61 points.
Yeah. So you circle that number right there. 17 turnovers. Marshall, defensively, they've got some.
They forced 18, I think.
Yeah, they forced 18. They got 17. They gave up 17. They got 18 off of North Texas. Marshall stole the ball 11 times, but so did North Texas.
Right.
Marshall had 10 assists. North Texas had 8. Block shots, 7-3 in favor of Marshall. So Marshall, again, blocking shots.
That's the one statistic when the games are over, you look at it. They're like the tops in the conference, whatever. You're going 7. You watch the block chart, we see them keeping it at the other end of the floor. 10 Thursday night, and you're going like, they're like one of the nation's leaders in block shots, and you're going like, really? When you think of Jared West and those guys, but they find a way to send them the other way.
And you get it from everybody, really.
Yeah.
Cam Brooks-Harris had 2 blocks, but Tavion had a block. Iron Bennett had a block.
Right.
Darius George had a block. Jansen Williams had a block. Gorin had a block.
I think Tavion had a block that was called a goaltend. They shot one up there, and I'm still thinking, did he do what I think when the guy shot it and he caught it? And I don't know if it was going down or what, but it was just an unusual play, and they decided it was a goaltend.
Look at the guy that I've been wondering what's going on with his offense. He didn't even get a look at the basket. He got one shot, and that's Jansen Williams.
Yeah,
0 of 1.
That's, as you mentioned
that was a
earlier,
three-pointer.
He's been a mystery man.
I don't know what's going on with him.
He has been, last year was boom, 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 and now it's like, how many times have I heard Jansen pulls up from 3 and not even hit the basket?
Yeah. I mean, Jansen's out there 12 minutes, and he's 0 for 1. He has 2 rebounds off the offensive glass, 2 on the defensive glass. And he also, as I mentioned, had 1 block. He also had a steal. He had a turnover. Right. But 12 minutes he's out there. And then Michael Byers is out there 3 minutes.
Right. I mean, 2 guys that way back when were going like, counting for some points and stuff, and now they're hardly on the court.
And Darius George, 2 of 3.
Come on strong.
2 of 3, though. 5 points.
I can't believe he only took 3 shots.
That's not a Darius George game.
No.
3 shots, hit 2 of 3. I mean, you can't argue with his shooting percentage, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. But he's out there 3 shots, and he's out there 26 minutes.
There's got to be more shots than that.
Yeah, you got to get more. You got to get more from him. Tavion was 7 of 10.
Right.
Jared was. This is a number here.
Jared had a tough night.
3 of 15.
He had a tough night.
So really, if Jared West isn't going, that's right there your team.
It's almost like as Jared goes, we go, and it didn't go very well for him. That's really his first off night.
I don't even call that an off night because he had 9 points in the contest. He had 3 steals, as I mentioned. He did have 2 turnovers. He had an assist.
Yeah.
He was playing with 4 fouls. And, again, Andy was playing with 4 fouls at one point.
Right.
Tavion had 4 fouls at one point. Bennett had 4 fouls at one point. I'm sorry, Jared had 1 foul. I apologize. I got my numbers off here a little bit. But Jared had 1 foul. He had 3 rebounds, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 7 from the three-point line, and 3 of 15 total. I mean, that's not Jared West playing offense this year. That's Jared West playing defense and still trying to play offense.
I still can see the one play when he picked the guy's pocket, half court, went in and dunked the ball. That was going like, he is a very tenacious player.
So if Jared is not playing offense well, maybe he needs to go into that defensive mode that he's known for a little bit more and find somebody else. But again, he's out there almost the entire game. You got to have him out there because he's one of your best players.
He doesn't leave the floor very often.
No, he's one of your best players. You have to have him out there. And I just don't know if this was just call it a mismatch or a poor matchup for the Herd or just a chippy team to go up against. And this is a team that made Marshall earn every point.
Yeah, well,
and maybe
the
formula's
they were
out.
Probably mad after what happened second half Saturday.
Sure
they drew some things up, and the guy said, "Hey, make a play 94 feet." Because you watch the game, there was times I'm watching Marshall going like, shot clock's running down, and they're just running around. The same thing that North Texas did at times, but at least they got 30 seconds off the clock. Wasn't the greatest shot in the world, but they got 30 seconds. They didn't turn it over, give them an easy 2. He was okay with that. And then there was times with Marshall you're going like, what are you doing? They just run around, and there's a lot of one-on-one, and I'm going, that's not what they drew up, I don't think. I still don't think
it's a youth issue.
No. It's just a bad night, maybe.
They weren't. That wasn't an issue against Rice on the victory.
No. I really think that this will be a benefit. Danny has said, folks, he's about to tell you, getting ready for Billy, I was going like, Danny said, hey, we're going to be a roller coaster, boys. The John Elmore motor's gone. We have a new motor. We're going to have dips in the road. We don't know when the next dip is. It was Saturday. Try to fix the dip. Cut down the turnovers when they go out on the road Thursday down to Middle and see what happens because Middle's going to lick in their lop. They got beat twice over the weekend, so we'll see what they are. Because Marshall has handled himself pretty well on the road. They have handled themselves well on the road.
Marshall, if you look at what Marshall was averaging 77.6 a point. It's a contest. And they were held to 64.
Right.
So North Texas playing solid defense. North Texas, they averaged 69.9. They got
right
67.
Yeah.
Their shooting percentage, they were almost a little bit better than that. They're averaging 46.7. Marshall could only hold them to 49. And Marshall shoots 46.3% from the field, and North Texas held them to 39.6.
Yeah, I'm sure when the coach got in the locker room after the game said, whatever they drew up on the board, they were checking them off, under 40, under this for threes. Their big guns were kind of silenced or quieted a little bit, and everything we needed to do, we did. And now makes Marshall go, hey, we got some things to fix. We're not young. Yes, we are young when you look at freshman, sophomore, but we played. We throw a pass, me to you. I don't throw it over there. Don't turn the ball over before half court. Don't throw I remember the old days when Paulie, how many times you hear him say, cross-court pass will get you out of the game? There's a lot of cross-court passes during the night that sailed. They just went out of the building. And I'm sure Danny was going like, what are you doing?
Look, walk it up.
Yeah.
If it's not wide open, don't take it.
Yeah.
It was like they were looking for home run balls.
Yeah, it did. But there were some times when I'm going like, the shot clock's running down, and they really didn't have a clue. They did, it's like, we better do something. And Jared threw one up, or somebody would throw one up.
Well, part of that's just good defense.
Yeah. That's the same time you're going, that's North Texas doing their job. And at times North Texas was the same way. Maybe not running great, but you know what, same time, maybe Marshall's guarding them pretty well.
I thought Marshall played fine. Marshall held them to 67. You hold a team to 67, you got a good shot to win, unless they're doing the same thing to you.
Unless you don't break 70.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, a play here, a play there, it goes Marshall's way. Marshall did have chances down the stretch.
And even the last play
and
of the
free
game.
throws, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
There are a few free throws. I'm sitting there going, whoa.
I mean, how many clunkers did we have?
That's a big miss on your
Marshall
part.
had a few clunkers at inappropriate times.
Now, I'm not going to say that a missed free throw was the cause of this, and it was the reason why Marshall lost. But free throw wise, Marshall, for the most part, was pretty good. But there were a couple of spots here. It's like, well, you needed that right then and there, because they were 16 of 22.
Yeah.
And they needed that in a pinch.
Because there was 2 or 3 times North Texas went to the line, double clunk, and we were talking on the radio, looking at it and going like, the old saying, you make them, you win, you miss them, you let the other team hang around. And they walk up and clang 2, Marshall gets the rebound, has a chance to do some things. You make the 2, that's now a 3-point game, becomes a 5-point game, it's not as detrimental as it was.
Yeah. I mean, you got to hit a couple of those.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like a key free throw here or there. It's like, ooh. And they didn't miss that many. They were 16 and 22, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
But there was a spot here like, okay, you needed that one.
Yeah.
You really needed that one. But then again, we can talk about that because those things get magnified because the margin of victory was so minuscule, 3 points.
1 possession.
You could have put it together and got a play, done something, I don't know.
Yeah. But I think there was times if you looked at Danny on the bench, you're going like, this is what I signed up for, and he kept reiterating back early on like, this takes me back to 2 or 3 years ago when they were growing pains. A few growing pains, but I think they're going to be over that. Just flip the turnover assist ratio. Find a way when the game is tight, last play of the game, running down the stretch. Hey, I'm taking charge. Like we said in football, give me the ball. Get the ball in my hands. Get out of the way. We'll win. Who's going to step up and be the man?
By the way, Western Kentucky, Charlotte, FAU, FIU, Louisiana Tech, and Old Dominion all 2-0 in conference.
Sweep City.
Marshall is 1-1. North Texas is 1-1. It could be worse for and UTSA, Rice, Southern Miss, UTEP, UAB, and Middle Tennessee all 0-2.
Yeah. And
Marshall's got to go play Middle Tennessee and UAB, and they don't want to be 0-3 or 1-3 or 0-4. So we'll see what happens.
Marshall doesn't want to be either.
We will see what happens.
We'll see what Danny's worked on between now and Thursday night when they go down the middle.
We're here at the Union Pub and Grill. Paul Swann and Dave Walsh with you. We got more on the way here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Presented by Huntington Federal Savings Bank. Guests with Paul Swann appear via the Miller Lite phone lines.
877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255 to be a part of today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Paul Swann and Dave Walsh with you here until 6 o'clock. We haven't done this in a while, so we're excited to be back with you. And, of course, we kick things off here, as we always do on Mondays, the Union Pub and Grill. We don't have Monday Night Football.
No.
I don't know what to do.
It's no Monday Night Football, but
I don't know what to do, Dave.
You went to the football subject there. New Orleans doesn't want to come down to the final play regardless of who the opponent is, especially if it's Minnesota. And, hey, Tom Brady and the Patriots, gone. They are gone. I mean, it's fun to look on the internet and read about these things. The end of an era and the whole 9 yards.
Don't come into the office and say.
Don't say that.
And no.
Okay.
The receptionist at the office.
Oh, I know.
I'm warning you, man.
Okay.
Don't.
Just say anything but.
Football is over.
Okay.
You don't even know about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Tom, who? No. Just nothing. Just pretend you know nothing.
Yeah.
Man.
But I mean,
it's ugly.
3 straight years the Saints on the last play of the game get beat. And then Tom Brady and some people said they saw it coming when they lost to the Miami game and stuff, but it's just like, what are the announcers going to do now? When the Super Bowl comes on, some people had New Orleans playing maybe New England. They're both gone. They're both gone.
I never had that matchup.
No. I think the Ravens are going to be hard to beat, but at the same time, Drew Brees, all the things he did this year, he's history, and so's Tom. That's hard to believe. They have to carry on without him.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
It opens it up.
Yeah. I still think that, like I said, the Ravens will be hard to beat, Mahomes and stuff. Maybe the Vikings will lead to Trump life. Just if it comes down to the last play, they're going to find a way to convert. They've done it 2 out of 3 years now.
Well, the playoffs are set now. The divisional round is next.
Yep.
And so coming up, you've got the Vikings and the 49ers.
Yes.
That's going to be a heck of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Vikings, 49ers, Titans, Ravens.
Yeah.
And Texans, Chiefs, Seahawks, Packers. Those are your matchups. I think the 49ers beat the Vikings. I don't see any I don't see anything happening there that's going to change my mind. And there's no way Tennessee is beating the Ravens.
No. They shouldn't.
No.
They should not.
And so it comes down to the Texans, Chiefs. I'll take the Chiefs there. And Seahawks, Packers. That's the only toss-up there.
Yeah, and you're at Lambeau. You think
I think the Seahawks will probably win that one, yeah.
The Seahawks leading a charmed life. Leading a charmed life.
So it's going to come down to probably the Ravens and the Chiefs. That's going to be a good matchup there.
Yes, it will.
That'd be a really good matchup. And then I'm going to say 49ers, Seahawks maybe?
Yeah. Playing again?
I don't know. Seahawks, they did something pretty good.
Well, something about Russell Wilson. Having him calling the shots, that's not a bad guy to have in the center.
No.
Russell Wilson.
But Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback of the Packers.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. Aaron Rodgers still the quarterback of the Packers.
Yes, he still is.
Yeah.
And they're playing this game on his field.
I don't think that matters, though.
No.
Look at the wild card round.
Yeah.
That
Only
didn't matter.
One home team won, right? That was barely.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, okay, now the Seahawks, when they beat the Eagles, all right, that's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Not this year. That's not a big deal. The Vikings beating the Saints, that's a pretty big deal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The Titans beating the Patriots, that's a pretty big deal. And the Bills, nice record, but did you beat anybody?
Yeah, it's like, what did you do for me lately? And and that was an overtime game, I think.
Hey, look, this is the Ravens. This is the Ravens Invitational.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the Ravens Super Bowl to lose.
And I think, not that long ago, that the guy that's probably going to be MVP of the league played right here, Lamar Jackson. He's really taken the league by storm this year.
Yeah, well,
he will be healthy Saturday. He will be 101%.
You ever run that much as a quarterback?
No, not by design.
Not even when they were coming at you?
Yeah, but when they're coming. But he takes off by design.
Right, but did you even put that much on the ground in your full career?
Yeah, the first year we kind of had to.
Okay.
But, I mean, he's what I guess you want to call the dual threat. He can throw it. The best thing to do is keep him in the pocket. If he gets out of the pocket, he's going to be dangerous. If he takes off with the ball, look out. And evidently, he doesn't mind getting hit right now. That may take his toll down the road, but he's only got to survive this game and one more, hopefully, before he goes to the big show.
Yeah. And the Ravens could win because Ravens have been pretty much the class of the league this year.
Yeah.
49ers as well. Don't forget them. I mean, that might be your Super Bowl. 49ers, Ravens.
Yeah. And you
I
think
wouldn't be surprised.
of all the grief that Garoppolo took when he left New England with Tom Brady. And you think of it now. Tom Brady's done. Jimmy's still playing. Of course, Jimmy's a little younger than Tom.
Right.
And I noticed something the other day that the Patriots had one of the oldest, if not the oldest team in the league, average age. And I think over 16 games it caught up to them. But something was missing. But
what do you do if you're the Patriots?
Well, right now they're going to do you have a major overhaul. Tom Brady, how much first thing I want to know if he's coming back. If he comes back, a different team.
How many guys you have injured though in that team?
That's
as well?
true.
I mean, keep that in mind. They're 1 year removed.
Right. I mean, this team won a Super Bowl last year. Now they're, I think a lot of people are still in shock that they're done. There's no Tom Brady to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think the league is caught up to the Patriots. I think the Patriots just came back down to earth.
They came back to earth, yeah.
But at the same time, I still don't think they were getting past the Ravens anyway.
No.
They could be playing next week. They weren't getting past the Ravens at the end of the day.
No, I think that's a good point. It's not so much what everybody – it's just they kind of digressed a bit.
Yeah.
Some other teams made some strides, and that was enough to get them on.
There ain't no amount of coaching that Bill Belichick can do to overcome time.
If you're 20, if you're a little bit on the older side, if your quarterback is 43 years old, whatever, it's going to catch up to you.
You go with Tom Brady until you can't,
right.
But at the same time, you got to do something for a quarterback because you can't hope that somebody falls in your lap.
Well, it's like, I think, was it Randy Moss in one of the shows before the game or during the game was going like, get Tom some help. Who are his wide receivers? Who are
and that's
these
a good
people?
point.
Who are these people?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You put Tom Brady on a different team, is it a different outcome?
Yeah. So he's throwing it to who?
When you put him on the Bengals squad, I don't know if it's a different outcome here, but if you put him on, on
the Bengals squad, he wouldn't have got that far.
I mean, you put him on the 49ers, you know, are we still talking?
Yeah.
You put him on the Chiefs,
and now
are we
you've
still
got
talking?
a guy that's set the world on fire college-wise, could be a Bengal.
Yeah.
Mr. Burrow, he could be a Bengal.
He definitely going to be a Bengal.
Yeah.
Don't
think it.
Don't
It's
even put
gonna
any
happen.
doubt in that.
It's going to happen.
Do not put any doubt in my first pick for the Heisman vote.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, my
Right.
number one pick, as I voted for the Heisman.
Yeah, and then he's also going to be probably number one pick, and the Bengals come on to Cincinnati.
Well, let's put it this way. If he is not the number one pick in
Something's
the NFL
happening.
draft, I'm looking for a new NFL team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done.
I was going to say,
I'm completely done.
Cincinnati, what are you thinking?
I will not be a Bengals fan anymore. If Joe Burrow is not the number one pick for the Cincinnati Bengals,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not going to be a Cleveland Browns fan,
No.
so don't even hold any hope there.
They've all the hype that they had, remember, after last season with Freddie, and dude, it has blown up there. The other half of the state, they're excited about Joe, but the northeast side, they have blown up.
I don't know what team
They are in total disarray up there.
I don't know what team I'm bandwagon, though.
But I think if they get Joe Burrow and things work out when they have their opener at home, whoa, what an atmosphere that'll be.
Doesn't mean they're going to win, but still.
No, but I mean, it's going to be atmosphere.
It'll be a good atmosphere. I hope, because
Yeah.
there is no atmosphere right now in Cincinnati.
No. And then the other, and
Look
then,
at those games. I mean, there are more people here at the Union than there are at the Bengals games the last few weeks.
Yeah, and then the other thing was, you're looking at the Saints. 3 straight years. You couldn't script a team losing on the last play 3 straight years, and 2 of the 3 been to the same team. And they're, again, the tackle they avoid and the pass interference that wasn't called. And yesterday, did he shove off to catch the ball? It's just like Sean Payton can't catch a break. Cannot catch a break.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there.
No. Don't get in that situation.
Don't get in that situation. You're probably right. Don't get into that situation. We're here today at the Union Pub and Grill. Paul Swann and Dave Walsh with you. We will take your phone calls, 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. We got more on the way. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Never miss a moment of The Drive with Paul Swann. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Paul Swann, Dave Walsh with you from the Union Pub and Grill for the Monday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. And of course, we're just getting started here.
Yeah.
It's January 6th. We got a full year ahead of us here. Brand new year. Right in the middle of basketball season.
Yes.
Football's behind us for the most part now. We can look ahead now.
Mm-hmm.
We can look ahead. I didn't have to put up with all that.
You can still have fun with your ESPN Plus and hockey. It's still going.
Oh, I love my ESPN Plus.
I'll tell you one thing I do miss.
What's that?
With the contracts issues, FS Ohio's gone off of my Dish Network and stuff.
Really?
No Blue Jackets. No Blue Jackets.
I don't even pay for that. I'm serious.
Okay.
You have Dish.
Yes.
I have DirecTV.
Okay.
And, they charge extra fee for their RSNs.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Because they black out everything I want to see anyway, for the most part.
Right.
If it's, I'm not going to watch the Cavs. Forget that.
Yeah. The Cavs are not an option.
I'm not a Penguins fan. I don't hate them.
We still have Root or whatever they are, AT&T.
Yeah, that's AT&T.
It's still possible.
But, Fox Sports Ohio, okay, the Reds have been abysmal for the past, what?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
It feels like anyway.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Right.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
I'm not home during the time I want to watch other stuff.
And there's probably in being 2020, if you have a Dish or direct, it's like, why? There's so many other options that are less expensive that you could draw on and get them.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I get the plus. I'm good.
$4.99 for what, a month?
$4.99 a month. I got the plus.
Yes.
That's all I need, really, because Marshall's games, for the most part, even though I'm going to be.
I think rest of the year they're on.
Let's put it this way. the games that I'm not at the Marshall game,
You're at the Marshall game.
I'm going to be watching the Marshall game.
It's like you're at the Marshall game.
It's going to be just like I'm at the Marshall game
Yeah.
on the Plus. Now, I mean, on the flip side, the Plus is not – it's different, and this is how a lot of these games go because you're not going to get, like, the high caliber, depending on where you're at, high talent. You're not going to get that every day.
No.
You're going to get the local guys.
Yeah.
Calling the game.
Yeah, because I remember
on the Plus.
On the list, when they get the media stuff, you're
Right.
going like ESPN3, the announcers are, and you're going, who are they?
Exactly.
Who are they? During the bowl game with so many, there were some names out there, and I'm going, I don't know. I saw Bill Roth once.
Yeah, well, okay.
One time, but I'm going, who are these people? And on a basketball night when there's games across the country, the all ESPN Plus, it's like, who do we get? Who is it?
I don't know to tell you, man.
No.
But
the fact that
it's
regardless of
there,
who the
good.
announcer is, you can still watch it, so that's the bottom line.
Yeah, so you get to watch the game. Of course, you should be listening to Steve Cotton.
Right.
Just listen to Steve.
1,000? Would he do 1,000?
Combined football and basketball, he is up to 1,000 game broadcast.
That's a lot of vocal cords.
Yeah. And that's football and basketball
Yeah.
combined. That's not even counting when he does baseball.
Right.
Throw in some extra
And
there.
there's a few times when bowl games, whatever, and stuff, he had to take a bow out on basketball and vice versa. So hats off to him. 1,000+ games that's a lot of welcome to the
Right.
welcome 1,000+ times is woo.
Yeah. Don't count the baseball because the number would be even more.
Right.
But 1,000 combined football and basketball broadcast.
Yeah. Because I think they mentioned there was times that maybe he could have gone somewhere. He just said, I like it here. I'm here.
If an MLB job
Yeah.
opens up,
He's gone.
I don't think he's gone, but I hope he applies.
He'll apply.
He should. Have you ever heard him do baseball?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The voice is better at baseball.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Yeah.
That's saying because the voice does the football and the basketball games, and
It's not
you-
the same
you
voice
lo-
that does baseball.
you love him.
Yeah.
You love him.
But,
But then he does a baseball game, you're like,
whoa.
Steve's pushing it up even another notch.
Yeah.
That's how good his baseball is.
Yeah.
To say that it's better than his football and basketball, which
It's
are
speaking volume.
which is speaking volumes, which
Mm-hmm.
is already at a high level.
And I'm sure he's counting down the days to when he does baseball game maybe here
Yeah.
and there. He only has to drive a couple blocks up the street to do a game.
He's an encyclopedia of baseball knowledge.
Yeah. Because
I mean, I'll listen to his games when he does the baseball games, and I'm sitting there going, where did you find that
I know.
factoid?
you read him on Twitter and some things, you're going like,
Yeah.
he's making me look smart. And then Chuck McGill's the same way at times. I'm going, where do they come up with these things?
Oh, I'm not
I
saying.
mean, I
I'm not saying.
appreciate it.
I'm not saying anything about. No, I'm not saying that for Chuck McGill. No,
Okay,
come on.
But Stevie, I've sent some things out there, and he throws in. It's going like, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Where did he find it?
Right. If you no, McGill will get a big head.
Yeah.
That's just be careful.
That's the difference. Okay.
Yeah, McGill will get the big head. I don't
Steve
want.
just gets the head.
Yeah. 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. We got more on the way. We owe a break, so we'll take care of that when we continue here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to the Monday, January 6th edition, live on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. We're coming to you today from the Union Pub and Grill, here every Monday at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. Don't forget the Monday special, $2 call shot, $1.50 bottles, every Monday here at the Union Pub and Grill. Busy weekend.
Yeah.
Now we got to regroup. Marshall basketball in action here in the next couple of days on the road. But, you know, the good news is Marshall women's basketball, we get to see them in conference action for the first time because
Thursday,
they're
Saturday.
flipping the schedule.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have the greatest game at Rice.
No, I mean, they
but they came back and got North Texas. I got to give them credit.
I mean, they got hammered against Rice. Let's be honest.
Well, they had the second time when they had a single-digit quarter. The second quarter, they scored 3 points. I looked it up on the chart. They scored the first basket of the second quarter, a three-pointer. Did not score the rest of the period.
But to their credit, they beat North Texas.
But then they come back and got their feedback.
68-59, yeah.
So
they got Middle Tennessee and UAB. Again, flipping schedules here.
Yeah.
And so the ladies, I'm sure, would love to have a big crowd at the Henderson Center.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's been since December 7th that Marshall women have played a home game? They played against Bowling Green.
Yeah.
And then they were at Rutgers on the 15th, and then Townsend and the 21st. Mm-hmm. Rest of the year off.
Yeah.
January 2nd, knocking some rust off.
Yeah.
They play Rice.
And
then they get the victory against North Texas.
Yeah. It's like Henderson Center. That's what it looks like. They'll appreciate it. They will appreciate it. So and as you mentioned, they'll appreciate it. People show up.
Yeah, 6 o'clock on Thursday against Middle, and then 1 p.m. on Saturday against UAB.
UAB.
You call them UAB?
No, I just not really.
Is that what
UAB.
you're calling them?
No.
UAB?
No. I just said it, but it's basically UAB.
From now on, I'm going to call them UAB because you get that stuck in my head.
Okay.
UAB.
You just, not to change things around a little bit, looked off to the right with TV set. Can Mike McCarthy, just got hired at Dallas, can he put up with Jerry Jones?
Well, he took the job, so he's going
to have to. I guess he's going to have to.
You know what you're getting when you hire.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the paycheck's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jerry's going to coach the team. You're just going to get paid.
You're just there.
Yeah, you're going to get the check.
You're just a figurehead. There's certain games you win, you're fine.
So UAB, you're calling them UAB.
Yeah.
How about Alabama Birmingham?
There we go.
You want to call them that?
Yeah. Especially if you, the old days of being a headline writer, if you had to spell out Alabama Birmingham, that was not a good choice for a one-column head. Maybe two, it was a tight squeeze. Blazers or UAB was working better.
Blazers or UAB.
That's one thing about Conference USA. There's a lot of initials involved. A lot of initials, directions.
It's not as easy as some because FAU, FIU, WKU, UTSA.
Yeah. UTEP. Yeah.
No.
There's a lot of directionals.
I like spelling it out. La Tech.
Yeah. Yep. Because
ODU for
every
Old
time
Dominion.
you play them, they're going like, this reference to this from here. We like to be called that, not this. So.
Just don't say UAB.
No. Okay.
When they're in town, don't say UAB. No. Okay.
Well, let's let it. I will not. I'll go Blazers.
Go
the Blazers.
Go Blazers.
Yeah.
Go Blazers. Phone numbers to be a part of the program, 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Paul Swann, Dave Walsh, first show of the new year right here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Tough weekend for basketball, but having a day game on Saturday allowed people to, if they were into it, to go to the Tough Man was in town. I did not go Friday. I was there Saturday, and I think both nights for the first time in a long time, about 11 o'clock, people were gone. It was over. It was like.
Was it over because it was
no, it was over. It was like they were finished. It was the number of bouts and things. I looked at my watch. I'm going, we're going home. I can remember years ago, we'd still have an hour and a half to go. Both nights by 11, you were done. And they had an extra division this year.
Well, that's not a bad thing, though, is it?
No. Because, you're just like me. When you go to something, you don't pay for downtime. Downtime is not good. And they fights guys go at this ring here. They come through they go pretty well. And there's some interesting fights. I never heard the ring girl winner get booed. She did.
Wait a minute. The ring girl.
Yes, they had the ring girl contest. There were 8.
She got booed.
They cut it down to 3. They did her second round of cheers.
Okay.
5, 8, and 9. Okay, so the announced Mariah, who was 9, was okay. And we're thinking the girl on the right was going to win Skylar, and they announced it was Brittany, and a chorus of boos.
They didn't like Brittany? What was wrong with Brittany?
In their eyes, something compared to Skylar.
I mean, was
Skylar
Brittany prettier than Brittany? I mean, this is
Skylar was
okay.
I can see it, but Brittany was kind of like she's lifted a few weights or something. I don't know. She won. Hey, she got it. She got a jacket.
So she was fit.
But it was tough for her to come into the ring after that because every time she came in the ring, to tell you what round it was, nothing but boos. And then the women's heavyweight winner, I have to throw this out, was the heaviest competitor on the show. Male or female, 302.
Okay.
She won.
She was not athletic, is what you're saying.
But had to overcome a wardrobe malfunction in the first round.
What did you do?
We're going like, they better hurry up and ring the bell because she's not going to have any trunks left. And they were yelling for duct tape when the girl did not come out for the second round. Jerry Thomas goes, duct tape, please. They were going to tape her trunks up.
Okay.
I mean, that's tough, man. It's fun. It's fun.
This is not highbrow entertainment.
No.
It's
and
pretty
both
lowbrow, Dave.
Yeah, but both nights, I have to admit this, the crowds were not bad, and they stayed. A lot of times the first night your guy or gal gets beat, they don't come back from the hollow. They were there. They were there. And you had a 39-year-old win. That's the highest because after 39, you're out. You can't fight anymore. So, it worked out well. But, I mean, the wardrobe malfunction and a ring girl getting booed and a ring dude who also fought. I said, we're going to have the first time when a guy wins 2 jackets.
Okay.
Ring dude and fighter of his division.
So with a gentleman who was also with
he got to the semis before he got beat.
Okay. So he fought, and he was also.
Then he came back to holding up signs.
He held signs. Okay.
Yeah. No tips this year, though. Last year he did it, and a lady stepped up and handed him a $1 bill. Not this year.
This is fascinating stuff that I did not get to take part of this year.
Well, it's unique. Let's put it that way. I call it windmill boxing because your hands are here and then they drop.
Okay, let me describe it. You put your hands up in your
head.
You
get ready to fight.
And
by the time you watch them flail, I mean, it's just you see all kinds.
Okay.
You see all kinds. That's what,
I'm a big proponent of the actual fight game itself. I like boxing proper.
Well, that was one of the boxing things.
But is it really boxing? It's more.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
It's not even street fighting. It's just slugfest.
Yeah, but they did.
And I'm not against it.
No,
but
it kept moving. You weren't there till 1 o'clock in the morning, which helped. The weather was a little inclement, made you come indoors. It wasn't snowing or something, and there was some. Jeremy Bates was there and some things. But the big thing was the guy Travis Hanshaw was there. They introduced him, the World Boxing Federation super middleweight champion, who was that division's fighter of the year, just back from Germany fighting. They introduced him, so it went pretty well. And his dad was trainer of the year. I knew he was going to Germany. I did not know he'd already gone and fought and won. He told me about it, said it was fun, it was unique. I had to get after it because it was a split decision when it was over, but he did enough to win, so now he's back home. So, but the tough man, all the years I did it and covered it and helped out this time a little bit, it's different. Because first thing I remember, do not wear white.
No, you don't wear white.
The first year I had a white shirt on, a guy got hit, and I looked down, my shirt was red.
Okay.
So from that point on, everything's dark.
I
did learn that.
That's a good tip,
And when people come in with little light-colored shirts, I'm going, not smart.
Okay.
Not smart.
Wear dark clothing.
Yeah.
Because you might get blood splatter on you. Yeah. You might get alcohol spilled on you.
Well, they had a sign, no alcohol out at ringside.
Oh, that's an improvement, though, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere else, though, you can have
it.
But
at ringside, you had to be sober. But it was so funny to have the ring girl booed and a wardrobe malfunction for the champion. Jerry Thomas calling for duct tape, but they didn't need it because the girl did not answer the bell for round 2.
This is the highlight of your weekend.
It's different. I mean, you see things and stuff, but when you walk in, this is not going to be the 3-minute. They had one pro fight, and that was it only lasted 2 rounds. He knocked the guy out, but it's a whole different world.
See, I would go to a pro fight.
Yeah. They had one on Saturday.
Now, I'm not talking slugfest here. I'm talking an actual legitimate pro fight.
Jabs, hooks, this, that, other thing. Not
boxing.
Yes.
MMA.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Tough Man.
Yeah.
I mean, because
it's gone until next year.
I'm not against it. It's just, I think you described it best. I'm going to let your description.
It's a little different, and the other thing was different. All the announcements were at Big Sandy Superstore Arena, but as January came up, it is now Mountain Health Arena. Jerry made that point. We're at Mountain Health Arena.
Well, we're at the Union Pub and Grill. Paul Swann and Dave Walsh with you here until now. We're going to come back on Monday and do this all over again. I'll be back tomorrow for our regular edition of the show. For Gabriel Sellers back in the studio, for Dave Walsh and Paul Swann, thanks for tuning in to today's edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Good night, everyone.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.